So if you ask me what has been the key to my financial success, I will tell you automation. And today I'm going to be sharing with you 4 ways that I automate my financial life. Hi everyone, this is Camilla the Focus Spender, and welcome to my channel where I teach you how to get out of debt, save more money, and invest so that you can build wealth and leave a lasting legacy. So jumping right in, the first way that I automate my financial life is by using direct deposit. So in the year 2021, I really hope that you are using direct deposit when you get paid from your job and you're not going to a check cashing place or manually cashing your check, but that you're allowing the money to come directly into your bank account. So hopefully that's the case. And depending on the bank that you have, you might actually be getting paid at least 1 or 2 days early. So years ago, I did a video on the bank Chime where they, allow people to get their direct deposits up to 2 days early. But what I've noticed is that my Capital One has been doing the same thing. So at least the day before, if not 2 days before, I actually am getting my paycheck in my bank account a little bit early, which is super, super cool. But the thing that you need to do, in addition to having your direct deposit set up, is to make sure that it's going into multiple accounts. So for my direct deposit, I have my money going into 2 accounts. I have one going into an account that's just for my bills, and then I have the other set of money going into another account that's for everything else. And that leads me into the second way that I automate my financial life, which is my bill payment. So for years, I had been really like, I'm not going to automate my bill payment because I don't want to forget that I have certain bills set up. I don't want to not notice that, some price is increasing. But I decided maybe like 2 years ago that enough is enough. I needed to automate my bill payment for the simple fact that I would literally just forget to pay bills. Like literally, I would forget. I would look, and one day I would get an email from my cable company and they're like, you haven't paid your bills in 2 months. And I'm like, oh, wait, I forgot. Totally forgot to pay my bills. So I realized I needed to stop with doing that. So for all the bills that I have, my co-op maintenance, my cable, my New York Times subscription, my Netflix subscription. So those things that I have, I just have them coming out automatically. And that way I don't have to remember to pay them. However, what I do is that I have a cash flow spreadsheet, and I'm going to link it below if you want to get it for yourself. I have a cash flow spreadsheet where periodically, not even once a month, but periodically, I set it up for a couple of months where I'm putting in my current bank balance. I'm putting in all of my bill payments that I pay automatically, and then I monitor how much money I should have at the end of maybe 3 months, 4 months. And then I just, periodically just check to make sure that nothing has changed. Because I don't use that account for anything else, I literally should not see any changes. I should just see the same set of bills coming out every single month. I should see the same direct deposit amount coming in twice a month, and it should cover all of my bills without any worry. So that's how I automate my bill payment and keep all of that stuff on track. The third way that I automate my financial life is in my other direct deposit account, which is my account for everything else. And that's basically how I automate my investing. So for me, I have a Roth IRA with Vanguard. And prior to this year, I honestly would just put in money into my Roth IRA whenever I felt like it. So I would try and do it on a quarterly basis where I'm like, okay, let me stop. It's been a few months. Let me stop, put in $1,000. Maybe I'll put in $2,000 into my Roth IRA. So I would look at it and decide I'm going to put this amount to this mutual fund and this amount to that mutual fund. But then this year I was like, you know what? Instead of, trying to remember when to put money into my Roth IRA, I'm going to set up the automated payment. And I think I hesitated before because it wasn't very straightforward on Vanguard how to set that up. But now it's really easy to do. So I just set up that automated payment, and now every time I get paid, $250 goes into my Roth IRA so that I can get to the max of $6,000 for the year. And then within that $250, it's split up into my 4 different mutual funds that I have so that I can fund every single mutual fund at the same consistent rate twice per month. So finally, the fourth way that I automate my financial life is in that second everything else bank account, and that's how I fund my sinking funds. So I have various sinking funds set up, and so the day after payday is when those funds get funded through the money that I got on my paid it. So during COVID, instead of funding all of my sinking funds, I just funded one, and that was my someday account, because I wasn't going on vacation, I wasn't buying clothes, I wasn't giving gifts, I wasn't doing anything. And I was like, you know what, I just need everything to go into this one account. And that was like my general savings. And now that, you know, I've just been on vacation and I'm actually buying stuff again, I'm going to reset up those sinking fund withdrawals so that instead of a lump sum going into my savings, the money can get split up properly. And what happens is that whenever I use my credit card, or whenever I make a large purchase on my debit card, I can just transfer the money from my sinking fund. Let's say I bought like a new coat. I can go to my clothes sinking fund, and I'm just repaying myself for that purchase. And in that way, I don't have to keep track of a budget. I know I have the money set aside in my different sinking funds to repay myself. Now, one thing I want you guys to understand is that when you are automating your financial life, you do not want to set it and forget it. You want to set it and remember it, review it periodically, and adjust accordingly. So it's not a, one and done, hands off, never to look at it again. It is something that you need to periodically monitor. However, you don't have that added stress of thinking like, dang, did I pay that bill? Wait, do I have enough money to save? Wait, I really should be investing. Everything's just going to be happening automatically, and it's just up to you to periodically go in and make sure everything looks good. Now, if you want my spreadsheet, make sure that you click on the link in the description box below. Share this video with your friends, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.